Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making an easy, amazing lemony chicken pasta bake for my new book, Preppy Kitchen Super Easy. So let's get started. First off, we're gonna grab 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts and season all over with salt, garlic powder, and pepper. We're also gonna set our oven to 350 so it's nice and hot. I am so excited to be sharing recipes for my new book, Preppy Kitchen Super Easy. As my boys have gotten older, life has only gotten more hectic, and I understand that it's not easy to get food on the table that's really delicious, beautiful, but that you can make when you only have a few minutes. So I was motivated to make this book where all the recipes are so easy, so quick, streamlined ingredients, and it's full of time-saving hacks like how you can use your air fryer, your Instant Pot, your slow cooker. Lots of variations too, so you can swap out proteins, different sauces. You can make things as cupcakes, cakes, layer cakes, sheet cakes. There's tons of options for you, and you can try these recipes again and again. I've got links in the description box below where you can grab a copy, but it's available wherever books are sold. Under-seasoned chicken makes me sad, by the way. A little more garlic powder. My chicken's nicely seasoned, so now we're gonna grab 2 tablespoons of olive oil and an oven-safe pot or Dutch oven and get to work. Pop it over medium heat and get this oil nice and shimmery. And 2 tablespoons of oil. While my oil heats up and the chicken cooks, we're gonna do a little bit of prep work. I have half of a large sweet onion here, and we're gonna give it a nice slice. We're gonna grab 2 squash. These actually came from the garden today. Slice them in half lengthwise and give them a chop as well. Beautiful, mostly uniform half moons, about a 1/4 inch thick. Sometimes when I'm really busy but still want to make a recipe for dinner, I do the prep work wherever I have a few minutes. So in the morning, after I have my coffee, I'll slice some vegetables and pop them into the fridge, and I'll continue prepping as the day goes on. So when it's time to make dinner, I can just do the final bit and it's still done, and I'm not stressing out at the end of the day when we're tired and there's no time and people are hungry. Add your chicken onto the hot pan and let it cook undisturbed for about 8 minutes. You know it's gonna be done when it releases from the pan and it doesn't stick. It's beautiful and golden. While that cooks, I'm finishing up my prep, so cut your other squash. This is one of the recipes from the book where it's a meal that I make at home that everybody loves, and it has these light, bright, easy flavors. The lemon in here with the tomatoes, so good. Everything cooks in one pan, and it is like no cleanup, easy and delicious. There's 2 lemons in this recipe. One's gonna be sliced and the other is squeezed and zested. So just cut it into nice rounds. My final bit of prep is just to grab the other lemon, give it a good roll. All washed, so we're gonna give it a zest. Pop that into a small bowl, cut it in half, and we're gonna juice it. Now all the flavors have been extracted from that lemon. Okay, let's check our chicken. Beautiful. This needs to cook for about 5 more minutes. In the meantime, grab some rosemary and give it a chop. I only need about a tablespoon of this rosemary. This is one of those plants where no matter where I am, I will gently caress it like this, walking around, and give it a sniff. I love the smell. A few minutes later, and my chicken is golden and beautiful on both sides. Don't worry about it being cooked all the way through. It's gonna go into the oven. We're just browning it right now. Now we're gonna set this back over medium heat, add 2 more tablespoons of olive oil and our onion. And by the way, if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's always something delicious on the horizon. We're gonna cook this for about 3 minutes while stirring frequently. We want the onions to soften up and also absorb some of that delicious flavor from the chicken. You might have guessed it, but this is actually the cover image from my new book. It was so beautiful that we had to choose that instead of any of the other things. So not only is it easy and delicious, it's visually gorgeous as well. All 3 combined. All right, my onions have softened up, so now we're gonna add our squash in and cook this for about 5 minutes while stirring occasionally. We want the squash to begin to brown, and they're gonna release so much water, it's gonna prevent the onions from burning, which is nice. If you want to change this dish and make it vegetarian, it's so easy. You're gonna swap out veggie broth later on, but instead of the chicken, you could use white beans, acorn squash, butternut squash, chickpeas, really anything that's hearty that's gonna give you some nice flavor and protein. All right, my squash is browning, so now I'm gonna add half a cup of white wine in. This gives you a lovely flavor and also deglazes the pan. Now we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt and about half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Add 4 cups of chicken stock, as well as my lovely lemon zest and juice. We're gonna bring this to a boil and then add 1 pound of pasta. I like to use fusilli for this. It really grabs the sauce well, but any short pasta will work. We're gonna cook this stirring occasionally for about 5 minutes or until the pasta begins to soften. You're not cooking it through because it will go into the oven and that would be really unfortunate. It should be like nice and perfectly cooked when it comes out. This is gonna be packed with flavor because we're not cooking the pasta in nicely salted water. It's being cooked in this beautiful brown broth full of flavor. I have these beautiful cherry tomatoes. Right now I'm just gonna halve them. These will get tossed right in. If you want, you can grab some more cherry tomatoes and roast them separately. They'll look really pretty on top, almost as garnish. That's what we did for the book cover. If you don't care about that, just toss them in and it'll be delicious. And you could add more. I would just urge you to find really delicious ones. These are like candy. My pasta softened nicely, so remove from heat. And now we're gonna stir in half a cup of ricotta. So creamy, it really softens out all the acidity from the lemon juice. We're also gonna stir in our beautiful halved cherry tomatoes. We are so close now. All we have to do is arrange our chicken breasts right on top. I'm also adding an optional handful of whole cherry tomatoes. I'm also topping this with 3 sprigs of rosemary for some lovely flavor. And last but not least, those slices of lemon. Now we're ready to pop this into the oven, so grab your lid or some foil to cover it up. We want it to stay nice and moist, otherwise it'll get really crunchy dry pasta, which is not delicious. It needs to cook for about 30 minutes or until the chicken is cooked through. You can temp it if you're unsure. Pop, and in you go. Out of the oven, and look at this. Very steamy, but so fragrant and delicious. I love the way it looks too. You're gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes. The pasta will continue to absorb water and the chicken needs to rest as well. Once it is rested, you're gonna finish this off with beautiful dollops of ricotta. You can have this in the pan or as you serve it. Over that ricotta, we can add a little bit of flaky salt for flavor, some more pepper, and a scant drizzle of olive oil. I think we did a pretty good job. It looks so good. That's why it was the cover image. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. That is lemony, creamy, perfect, and just so hearty and delicious. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe from my new book. Links in the description box below to get a copy. And if you like this video, check out my Preppy Kitchen Super Easy playlist.